We did the first live event, and we were thoroughly surprised at not only the amount of leads we got, but the quality of the leads. And the quality of the leads when they came on a sales call were completely different than the quality of the leads that we got just through a regular video. They were a lot more primed, willing to just instantly cut to the chase. Let me get started. Am I a good fit? All these things. Whereas a regular sales call would have, largely been about, okay, is this person qualified? Do I want to work with them? Are they going to be a good, fit for the community and all these things? It sort of changed to, okay, this person is qualified. Let me try to understand what he's done before and essentially where he's going to get to in the near future. So I said, okay, even if we get, objectively speaking, less people applying, which at the time was still more from that one live event, this is still better for us because we get higher quality people coming to us and people that I want to work with, people that I can actually get better results for anyways. So for example, this is in April. It's going to be in April 19th. In 2 days, actually, we're doing sales for software engineers, essentially.
Super powerful. And I like one thing that you said, which was a lot of things went wrong technically. And I remember first time I did it live, the chat wasn't working. Like that's one of the most important parts, right? But like the whole point is that you interact with people. But like we opened some live Q&A section, like where you can submit questions. So people were like putting a question, answering with a question for like, it was a mess, but it worked. And I remember like that first live we did was also like a 6-figure launch for us, which was crazy. And same thing for you, like it wasn't perfect, but I believe that what helped you to have like the first 6-figure 100K collected within like 30 days, which is super cool, which shows people that like if you get enough people on, right? And it doesn't have to be like thousands, sometimes like 100 or 200 or less, and you can do numbers like this, sometimes a bit more. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just need to do it, like you said, pick a topic that people are actually struggling with, right? Let's say sales, like for software engineers, they're used to build but not sell. And if you do an event like that and you truly help them out, exactly, not only when they book calls, they're going to be warmer because they're going to trust you more, but plus they're going to be so much more keen to action because like there's a quote that says the best way to prove people that you can help them is by helping them. So kind of when you're there on a call, you already help them. So they just want to take it to the next level. And one more thing I want to touch on, which is, and I want to get your perspective on this as well, which I believe is another reason why this works so well, is because obviously there's less and less trust for everyone out there, like doesn't matter what you do. So live is one of the last things that people can feel it's real. You know, it's harder to fake. AI is less likely to replace. Like, would you agree that a big part of your success comes from the fact that you have a real proof behind you, you make good content, and this live event was another thing on top of it that just now helped you to kind of convert?
The main thing that really changed is I always try to make better content, but since I'm new to it, I can still objectively take a look at it and I can say, okay, like this is shit in hindsight when I take a look at it, right? There's people out there on YouTube with $1 million production teams. There's people out there where even if you try to compete at the same level, you're not going to be able to. They have ideators, they have, camera crews, all those guys. Sure, I have my own team too, but compared to, let's say, Mr. Beast spending millions of dollars a year, I'm not spending nearly that much. The only thing that I'm really going to be able to stand out on, because if he has me beat in every single metric, is just going to be take one thing that he's doing worse than me and just try to get that to do better than him. Because if there's one thing that I can do really, really well, and that one thing is unique to me, I just have to make sure I'm at least average or a little above average in all my other aspects. That's the biggest takeaway, is that I don't need to have the best thumbnail designer. I don't need to have the best ideator. I don't need to have the best scripting person, right? Sure, these are all good and I strive to have those. But at the end of the day, it's about what makes me, what I can control fundamentally, and what particular thing should I actually choose to invest my time on that's going to create the biggest moat for me, that's going to be able to differentiate me from everybody else. And I choose that and I focus on that.
I love it. Like recently I was talking to 3 different people that all are like at the top of the YouTube games. And what all of these 3 people kind of had in common and what we're saying is exactly what you are saying, which is like, first of all, they put importance on data, right? So like, okay, making videos that are proven to work. Yes, number one. But the number two thing that they all talked about is like why people should watch you, right? So what makes you unique, which is exactly what you said, which is super super interesting. And I fully agree that nowadays, like if you are just like everyone else in everything you do, if there's nothing unique about how you market, how you make content, what you do, your story, the client you work with than like why people should watch you, you know? And I call this like the free piece of standing out in the new AI world with content, which is you need to have a unique POV. So like unique take on something, right? Like you have some beliefs that like you can stand by, which will polarize people into the one or the other direction. Now, a lot of these trainings are available for free with all of the templates, AI tools, private feedback for you to be able to implement in your business. And guess what? It's absolutely free. So if you're interested, the link will be down below in the description and you can apply to join there.